So tonight I'm going to talk about my experience in the halfway point of my school of motion class. This is Cinema 4D Ascent, which is the intermediate level class that they have. This is my second class there. I took the beginning class, which is base camp, 2 years ago, and I finally decided to take the intermediate class. First of all, I want to say it's an excellent class. They seem to have an excellent program. Again, I've only taken 2 classes there, but they're intense. There's a lot of work. They give you 2 assignments a week, and they do take time to do properly. They do provide time for you to catch up on things that you need to catch up on, be it assignments that you haven't turned in or correcting things the TAs told you to correct. Now, that's the big thing, is the fact that they do have TAs and you do get critiques. So you know whether you're doing things correctly or not. If you take a class, download a Udemy class and go through it, no one's looking at your work and can say, well, this is good, this is not so good. In this case, not only do you get your individual critique, but they do a video every week, and the instructors talk about all the assignments or a lot of the assignments that were turned in, and talk about what they liked, what they didn't like. And they're all a little different. People are different. They tend to focus on different things. The first couple of weeks, we focused a lot on what I guess you can put in the category of look dev. We focused on rendering. We made complex materials, things of that nature. We also did a very fun sketch and tune project, or a 2D to 3D project, and that's a very interesting style, and for many things it may be, if you want a more cartoony look, it's pretty easy to do. You do have to have the animation of the 2D that you're going to put on your 3D objects or in your 3D scene, but it works pretty well. Now we're starting to focus on more the dynamics, all the different things in cinema that let you animate without animating. And we're going to be looking at dynamics next week. And I think they're going to do a week on particles, but that's going to be what they call a catch-up week. Like I said, that's when you have an opportunity to catch up on your work for the class. And then I think we're going to do some animation, which should be interesting. And then it's going to be time for the final project. Now, if I recall from the previous class, our final project was very well defined. You had a video that you had to produce, and it went in a certain way, and you had audio behind it, and that was the assignment. The things I liked and didn't like. First of all, like I said, I really like it. The pros that I said, the critiques, that's why you're paying the money. This is not a cheap class. It's not super expensive, but it's not a $200 class. It costs a bit more. I like the fact it's hands-on. I like the fact the assignments are focused. They don't have you wasting time doing everything. They give you what you need and then have you focus on the lesson of the week. So if you're learning about texturing, they're not going to expect you to create the models. They'll give you the models, and then you focus on just texturing them and lighting them and so forth. all the materials recorded. You can rewatch anything anytime, and generally I find I watch the lesson once through. Before that, I like to watch the assignment so I can know what to really focus on watching the lesson, what are the areas I have to be more concerned about. And then I watch the assignment again, and then while I'm doing the assignment, I'm probably looking at the assignment and the lesson to make sure I do things properly. One thing I really liked, having tried other classes, other schools, is the class material is very well organized. All the lessons have searchable transcripts, and aside from the weekly critique videos, because they're basically done, pretty much that day before they're released, everything is closed captioned in English. So if you have hearing issues, or you need, your English may not be your first language, that'll help. And they do have a forum where students can share their work, they can discuss things, and it's a forum where we also have alumni. I mean, it's not just for the class, but each class has their own discussion area. I don't know, they might be better off with Discord because everyone knows it and has it, but it seems to work pretty well. Let's see if I left anything out from my notes. I think those are the key things, that you have focused assignments, you get critiques, and materials all there. And it's yours to go back. I mean, it's always in your folder there. As far as cons, I would say if there's anything the thing that would mainly improve these classes is I'd love to see them iteratively improve the class. So, for example, Cinema 4D just came out with Pyro, and this is like a big deal because now you can less necessary to go into other tools to get your Pyro, or if it's Pyro, it's probably fluids and so forth, because they're all kind of related. I'd love it if they, said, okay, we're going to have a 1 hour, we're going to record a video on this new thing, and we're going to put it in and then eventually incorporate it into the class, and so the class would be continually updating. This class was done 2 years ago. There's nothing that's really out of date, but things like we have the field system now. It used to be called Fall Off, and the field system's a big advance over Fall Off. And I don't know if it was just the instructor being so used to using the word Fall Off and I believe it was done after they made that switch. So I think that was more the instructor being used to the language he was used to. So that would be the one thing is that would really make it an even better class, is to have kind of this little continuous updating. But if you want to learn Cinema 4D and you really want to put your nose to the grindstone and, have I would say a concentrated effort to learn it. If you took their base camp, if you're a total beginner, and then took this class that I'm taking, you're going to come out of there being able to do Cinema 4D, because they're going to, between the two classes, they're going to cover all the important things that you need to know. Are they going to cover every little new? You can't do that. This is too big a program to do it in that period of time. But you will certainly be in a position to to do actual work in Cinema 4D when you're completed with those classes. So anyway, so that is the class. That's my update, and we're cruising along, putting the nose to the grindstone here. And I will speak to you next time. Take care.